Hey guys, I am Attorney Farrey. I am a divorce, custody, and child support attorney located in Atlanta, Georgia. So a lot of the tips and information that I'm giving you is based on Georgia law. So if some of you are here but you're not living in Georgia, just take what I say with a grain of salt because every state is different. But there are some principles that are across the board when it comes to any state. So I'm going to talk to you about custody. The question comes up a lot about how can you get joint custody. So if we're talking joint custody, generally we're talking the children spending half the time with dad and half the time with mom. And I'm going to talk about it from a divorce perspective because when you are married to your spouse, under the law, you all are automatically on equal footing when it comes to determining who's going to get custody of the kids. So if you're in a situation where you want to increase your likelihood of getting custody of the kids, or let's just say joint custody, the 50-50, where the children spend, let's say, 1 week with you and 1 week with their mother, there are some things that you really need to do to set yourself up for that. Like you need to set up your situation in a way that it makes sense for the kids to split their time between both your home and their mother's home. For example, how far away do you all live from each other? Are you all right around the corner or 5 minutes away? Or are you in Fulton County and she's in Gwinnett? That 50-50 is not going to make sense because given the distance between both houses, it's going to be hard and rough on the children to be going back and forth between the homes. Do you live in the children's school district? It would help if you live in a children's school district and you're not too far. Why? Because the courts consider their surrounding community. You know, are they going to be around the same friends? Are they going to be around the same places, the same parks? Are they going to have the same teachers? Are they going to be in a similar environment? The less change and movement there is for the children after the divorce happens, the better. And the more likely you are to get 50-50 custody. And then your work schedule. You have to think about your work schedule. You can't say that you want 50-50 custody, but then you are an overnight worker, or you drive trucks over the road and you're gone 2 and 3 days at a time. That's not going to make sense because who's going to be there to do the day-to-day activities for your kids? So think about your work schedule and the type of career that you have because the courts do take into consideration each parent's flexibility when it comes to their career. The other thing you want to think about is the setup of your home. You know, the more you keep your home very similar and consistent to how it was set up during the marriage, the more likely you are to get 50-50 custody. Because again, the main thing for the children or for the court to consider regarding the children is consistency and routine. So if you maintain the same household setup and bedroom setup and surrounding environment for the children that they had when you all were living in the same household together, then the more likely you are to either get custody or get 50-50 custody. Same thing about the routine. Parents fight over the kids' routine all the time. If when you all were in the same household during the marriage, the kids were going to bed at 8 o'clock, then they need to be going to bed at 8 o'clock when they're in your home. If the kids always woke up at 9 a.m. and then they had breakfast and then they had playtime and then there was nap time, and then there was some productive activity and then they go to a park and then they come back and do homework and dinner and they're in bed at 8. Maintain that routine. Maintain that same routine so that way when you go to court, you can say, Judge, there's no difference between mom's household and my household. In fact, it's the same setup with the bedrooms. It's the same routine and schedule. We live in the same community, so it's not much change. So what makes mom's home different from your home? Then the judge has nothing to argue about because it's the same exact environment and the same exact situation, right? The other thing you want to make sure that you do is make sure you know what's going on with your kids. Like you can't ask for primary custody or 50-50 custody and you don't know the name of your kids' teachers, or you don't know the doctors your kids go to, or you don't know the allergies that your children have, or you don't know the last time that your kids have been to the dentist. So you need to be an involved parent and stay involved and know what is going on with your children, because that's something that the courts consider. Also, you want to make sure that you have a good support system, because nowadays, it's difficult for people to parent alone. Make sure you have a good support system with extended families like aunts, uncles, grandparents, childhood friends and neighbors that the children are familiar with and grew up with. Anyone that can help you in a time of an emergency, if you need somebody to, let's say, run and pick up the children for you, or to meet your children's mother to exchange the kids. Because if you can show the court that you have a really good support system, then it's likely that the judge will do a 50-50 split, or it's likely that they'll give you custody. And lastly, the main thing I want to emphasize is it may be hard. You may be dealing with a very difficult co-parent, meaning their mother is probably just, very difficult to parent with, and I understand. But at the end of the day, you need to be the bigger person, and you need to show that you will, in fact, be able to co-parent. You need to show that you can communicate with her. You need to show that you will keep her informed. You need to show the court that you're not going to discourage the children from having a relationship with her. You need to show that you are supportive, because at the end of the day, the court is not going to do a 50-50 custody split with two parents who can barely get along, because it's not going to be able to work. So do what you can to really fix the communication and the co-parenting between you and your children's mother. So if you're looking for 50-50 custody, go ahead and start setting yourself up now. So that way, when you are ready to file for divorce, or when you are ready to file a modification to make that request to change custody from your children's mother to you, the chances that the judge will grant it are greater. Trust me, guys, you really can get 50-50 custody. You just got to make that decision easy for the judge and do your part. All right? I will be bringing you more tips. Share this video with any other fathers that you know who may be benefiting from this information. Or you can invite that father to join our private Facebook page, and they can partake in a discussion and partake in some of the resources that we have as well. Also, don't forget, I do have a YouTube channel, and it's called The Legal Scoop for Fathers as well. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more information. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.